Hello, what's up guys? Welcome back to another video. Here with me, Arno Schmidt. We're playing Explorer and we're trying Up the Beanstalk, which has been a very successful card in especially Modern, sort of dominating and taking over that format because you just go crazy with all those elemental that you can evoke out quickly, right? We don't exactly have that in Explorer or / Pioneer, but we do have Leyline Binding, which is an expensive card that is very cheap early on. With Up the Beanstalk, you draw cards, etc. and so on. We saw Greg Orange do that at the World Championship in Standard, and I haven't really seen anybody seriously doing it in Pioneer / Explorer until now. Because I already had this idea a little while ago, like maybe a couple of weeks ago. I was like thinking to myself, what would be the best Up the Beanstalk shell? And then I was like, I know a deck. And it is this one, the Yorion Fires deck with Enigmatic, where not only you're playing a bunch of enchantments, you're already playing Leyline Binding, you're playing some expensive cards. You have Yorion in the companion zone, which is very strong with Up the Beanstalk. Basically means you never run out of gas when you have Up the Beanstalk and a Yorion. And of course, you also have Enigmatic Incarnation, so you can sacrifice the Up the Beanstalk to get one of those toolbox free drop creatures. So all in all, this seems to be the obvious best home for the deck. And I've just looked at MTG Goldfish and found a deck list by none other than Terrybat, also known as Carl Sarep, his OG name, but yeah, I guess he's an original Magic Online grinder, so you refer to him as Terrybat as often as you do refer to him as Carl Sarep, also a former team member of mine, great guy, and he already figured it out and played a list in Pioneer with Up the Beanstalk in a preliminary tournament there. I had to make some changes because we don't have Chained to the Rocks, which is a very nice removal spell. So it changed up the mana base a little bit. We don't need as many mountains anymore. And I added Portable Holds, and like I added some Nylea's Presence because I think this card is very good in the archetype and he wasn't playing it, which I'm surprised of. But on the other hand, he was playing Path to the World Tree, which I have not played in this deck yet, and I'm curious to see how it is. Other people usually play like Bitter Reunion in that slot, or Omen of the Sea is a common one. He's going with Path to the World Tree. I guess when you have Fires out, you can use your other mana, your 7 mana, to crack the path and really like catch up on life, draw some cards. I guess. I don't know. I'm a bit skeptical on it, but I'm willing to give it a shot. And yeah, then I mean, this is what does this deck do? It has Enigmatic Incarnation plus Leyline Binding, so that's a 2-card turn 4 Atraxa combo. By sacking the Leyline Binding, you just put the Atraxa into play right away, get that trigger, boom. Agent of Treachery, of course, you can also get, and then flicker it with Yorion later, or copy with Fable of the Mirror Breaker's backside. There's things in Pioneer you can play, like Terrybat was actually playing Dragonlord Attacker. But hey, not legal in Explorer. But Titan of Industry is a common one as well that you see in the 7-drop slot. Yeah, I mean, that is pretty much it. Heliod has been a somewhat recent addition. I really haven't touched this deck in a while. Must be like 8 months or so that I have last played this. And then the 5-drops are pretty stock. I guess Tranquil Frillback also later addition to the deck, gives you some utility, more Night of Autumns in a way, but also graveyard interaction and life gain, so a little bit of everything. And then we look at the sideboard, pretty stock, 4 Rending Volley. I mean, this is one of the best sideboard cards in the format. Mystical Dispute, great sideboard card as well. And then I added some Destiny Spinners. Terrybat was playing some other sideboard cards that looked very hateful towards the Lotus Field combo deck, which is not a deck in Explorer, so I'm like, yeah, don't need those sideboard cards. And I really liked the Destiny Spinner the last time I tried this deck, because, you know, just like you play against blue-white control and all the other decks, if you get this, all the blue counterspell decks, if you get this down on turn 2 on the play, it could really be a wrecking ball, because they usually bought out a lot of their early game removal because it's not particularly good against your deck. You're going over the top and stuff. So Destiny Spinner, just making all your enchantments and creature spells uncounterable, can be quite nasty. And then I looked at Derek Davis's list, who is, one of the proponents of this deck. He wasn't playing Up the Beanstalk lately, which was a surprise to me. But he was playing Temporary Lockdown on the sideboard, which I adopted because, card is powerful, sweeps away, unexpected maybe. It is a bit of a non-bodo, I guess, with Portable Hole and all these other effects. The more I think about it, the less I like it, honestly. Terry Bad was playing additional Baffling Ends on the side, but I think I'm going to go with that because you cannot really allow yourself to exile your own stuff. So it's just safer to go with the 1/4 removal and then hope to stabilize with like a Tolsimir and a Traxa against like go white strategies that you would want to have a sweeper against normally. Alright guys, that is Yorion Fires. Let's see how it performs. Alright, what are we looking at? A little bit of a slow hand. No removal spells. We do have our namesake card. We're playing against Tony Ramis, which is a very good Spanish player. Dicey. I don't know. There's no companions, so it could be humans. Could also be a lot of other things. I'll try it, but maybe on the basis of this being Best of Nations, so it's Abs and Greasefang. Maybe on the basis of this just being double tap land and no removal whatsoever, no Leyline Binding. Maybe you can't keep this hand then. Yeah. It's unfortunate, right? Like, maybe you can lower the amount of Triomes. Okay. Got a land, bind a lot of vehicles. Thoughtseize. Well, my hand is pretty good against Thoughtseize at least. Yeah, Nylea's presence also enables Leyline Binding full blank on, so that's kind of cool. So maybe you can really go lower on the Triomes because you have that effect. I could make sure that I have turn 4 path here. What would I want to get? I guess I would really like to get Graveyard Exiling, but I don't have that right away. I would need to play... Yeah. I would need to play the 3/4 for that. There's like a 3/4 new Sentinel card. Comes into play, exiles the graveyard. I don't have that as a toolbox though. Okay, now they found white mana if they were missing. No, they already had white mana, so... Boseiju could also be annoying. They can destroy one of my enigmatics. But if they don't find Greasefang, maybe I have a shot. Getting a Traxa down is certainly lights out against them. Okay. Well, if they find a Greasefang with the vessel, I will be done. Likely, because I don't think I can come back from a Pahelion hitting me. I could just get a Plains and sort of like bluff a Leyline Binding. My opponent has to go for it no matter what. I have a bunch of green, I have a good amount of white. I guess I get a Jetmir's Garden, get me some more red and white green, I guess, yeah. Blue. I have all the colors I need. Mana is perfect. Could have clicked at a random land there. Alright. Wow. No Greasy to be found again. It's a lot of cards my opponent already went through here. I think at this point they don't have it, right? Maybe they just draw. Okay, well they have one more draw. Oh my gosh. If they don't find it, I can get the... Don't do it. Oh, they didn't find it. That's insane. So now I can get Tranquil Frillback, Exile Graveyard, and be very happy. So I would like to pay twice. I would like to gain 4 and exile the graveyard. Alright, okay. Well, threat neutralized. Poor guy. I mean, 33 cards deep, no Greasefang. That's very unlikely. I'm just gonna trade here. There's no need for the Frillback anymore. Although, I guess I could copy it, huh? But now I can Kenrith it from the graveyard back. Okay, there's my... Okay, how do we do this? I mean, at this point, I could play this, and then I can sack this. Wait, how much mana? I have 7 mana. I could even do everything. Okay, so I can do this. Draw a card first. Then I could go Stomping Ground, Leyline Binding, and Enigmatic, and I could get a Traxa, which sort of locks it up, and then I could also get Elesh to double trigger a Traxa. Just trying to find the best line, you know, like why not? I could also just get Kenrith, Elesh. Maybe getting Kenrith is even... Maybe Kenrith is just better. I could also leave out Otawara. Yeah, my opponent has just seen enough. Yeah, it's fair. Like, I like to, you know, figure things out. I could have shown them the Leyline Binding earlier. I think they would have just scooped it up. I bought them a little bit there, probably. Alright, let's get rid of Portable Hole. Add those Rending Volleys. Add Rest in Peace, and I guess that's it. Baffling End, yeah, not that great here. Leyline Binding, very good. So some of our toolbox cards aren't good. Like Archon of Emeria does barely do anything. Night of Autumn can blow up one of the vehicles when they play the fairway. Deputy of Detention, Kenrith, Cavalier, Tolsimir. Get rid of Tolsimir, I guess. Then I could play Mystical Dispute to counter the Greasefang. It's not totally crazy. If they don't have a turn 3, that is actually a somewhat reasonable plan to stop them. Yeah, I guess Baffling End really doesn't do it, right? Could at least play 1. Okay, I mean, yeah, I'll play 1 Mystical Dispute. On the play, it's a better answer for sure. Like now they also have Duress probably in like high numbers, so they have a lot of discard. Not our best matchup, I would say. Not our best matchup. I mean, I will keep this, right? I start with Thoughtseize, yeah. Take my Leyline Binding. Hand is not great, but okay, Frillback, interesting. I only have 1 green right now, so I would need to get more green, I guess. Alright, I hit the Pahelian, I hit the land. And I have it. The turn 3. Clean, Thoughtseize, Grizzly, Pahelian. Alright. The nuts in one game, and then in the other game completely fizzled. I guess that's fair. That is fair. You know? And again, this matchup is very bad for me, so yeah, I'm just gonna scoop it up, because there's no chance I can win this game, because I'm already dead on board, even if I have 1 removal. Cool. Alright. That was pretty clean and quick. Maybe I need to trim a little bit on these. It's like, it's maybe a bit too much on that front. Elesh doesn't really... doubles your stuff, which is cool. Agent of Treachery also. Like, all these cards are kind of... The matchup is just so fast. It's just all about that. I don't know. Like, Mystical Dispute is such a shitty card, right? To bring in against Greasefang, but I think that's why I cannot like bring myself to bring them all in, you know. I'm at 3 copies now already, but this is fine. I mean, I have to have Rest in Peace, which is, you know, one of the best cards in the matchup. Although, you know, the rest of my hand doesn't really do much. So if they have the Thoughtseize on turn 1, bummer. Bummer, bummer, bummer. But at least we have the Mystical Dispute to defend ourselves a little bit against Greasefang. Alright, opponent took a mole. Alright, no Thoughtseize. Yay, yay, yay. That's good. Okay. They're going to beat down route, potentially. Rending volley. I guess I'm just playing this and passing. No rush in getting the Yorion back. I don't think I'm going to Mystical Dispute anything here, because this is probably I'm just gonna Mystical Dispute like a Chariot, I think. Okay, they have Greasefang. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna double kill these 2 guys. And keep a Mystical Dispute open for a Chariot. They might be sniffing this Mystical Dispute because I'm not returning my Yorion, which is a bit sus. Now I'm gonna use it up, you know, like, okay. Alright, this all worked out great. Rending Volley, not only awesome against human spirits, also in the Greasefang matchup, it does hit the important targets, and we saw it being used to good effect there. Rest in Peace, all the lock pieces enabled. Pretty good stuff. There's a lot of nascency. Interesting. I could just discard this and hope my Kenrith survives. I think that's actually reasonable, but I also have treasures, so I'm very close to hardcasting this. I think I'm just gonna keep everything. I'm at 15. They need to get rid of my Rest in Peace. Like, this is just... Like, how are they gonna beat the Atraxa next turn? Okay, they have Shieldred, so they try to go fair. Which, you know, I mean, you can try, I guess. Do I want to trade with that? I guess it's fine. They do trade as well, sure. Yeah, and by the way, I have Rest in Peace in play, so I can't... okay, I give up. I can't return Atraxa of Kenrith, so good that I didn't discard that. Sometimes just brain freezes. I love to play furs, indeed. Yeah, let's try this. Let's go. We don't have red, we don't have black, but this deck is not a black deck anyways. We don't play a single black... No, that's not true. We do play. But our opponent's moving into 4. Don't see that happening often. Yeah, we do play 1 single black card, which is the Atraxa Grand Unifier, of course. I mean, this hand is kind of whatever. Again, maybe this is a mulligan on the draw, right? Because it's like, I have Agent, which is already a mulligan. And then I have, you know, Cavalier, just like 5 mana. So... let me just turn that off. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. But on the play, I think it's fine. Like, we have some draw effects, and we'll be fine, right? We're playing against Greasefang again. Greasefang could be a deck that could win on a low amount of cards, right? In the end, it just needs, you know, a Grisly Salvage putting a thing into the bin, and a Greasefang. That's not a lot of cards. It's like 5 cards. Freelance, Greasy. It is Greasefang again. Oh well. mean, they don't have the thing, so... I can keep up with Boseiju, was what I was thinking, but they don't have anything in the graveyard yet, so... What's up with all the Greasewing players? An Explorer, huh? Haven't faced the deck in a while. So I guess I'm just a little surprised to face it twice in back to back now. Okay. So again, them not having anything means I can just freely play this and don't have to keep up the Boseiju. They give up. Okay, well, they fizzled obviously. Maybe they drew like Pahelian or something, I don't know. Okay, we already have some reps. Potable bad, Baffling End bad. I'm gonna cut one path. And I'll cut the Tolsimir, I'll cut the Elesh, I'll cut the Archon. And I'll add Rest in Peace for anybody and Dispute. Now I'm gonna draw, so Dispute is a little worse, to be fair. Sure, the Cavalier, honestly, maybe that's just even worse than Tolsimir or Elesh. Although Tony, which is not the same as this player, showed me Shieldred, so I guess maybe Cavalier is kind of nice to destroy a Shieldred. Alright, let's run it like this. Mystical Speed on the draw, even worse, but maybe still good enough, because Greasefang, you know, they're not known for making a ton of land drops, and just any interaction helps, sort of the thinking there. Alright, we got a reasonable hand in a vacuum, but it doesn't do anything against the greasy. We already have a 7-drop. I think I'm gonna mulligan. Alright, I don't think I'm gonna mulligan further. So guess this is fine. Could play more clerics, theoretically. Like, this is not just a tutor card. This is an actively good thing to draw and play on turn 3 to get you, you know, whatever missing piece you don't like. If you have fires in hand, you get the enigmatic. If you have enigmatic and fires, you get Leyline Binding. Whatever you need, you can find. So yeah, just something to note, I guess. Alright, let's play another tablet. Okay, no vehicle at least. Let's see if they have one in hand, because then they could bin it now. Oh, okay. Yeah. Just got it all, huh? But I drew a Mystical Dispute, so maybe that helps. Okay, it does help. They had it all. They had the Pahelian in the graveyard, the Thoughtseize for my 1 removal, and the Greasefang, but luckily I top decked out of it. Glasspool Mimic. I'm gonna get Leyline Binding, I believe. I guess I could also get Rest in Peace. Rest in Peace is pretty good. Leyline Binding lines up. Next turn I can go Leyline Binding. I do have all the types. After playing Glasspool Mimic tapped, and then I can, you know, get an Atraxa into play. That should lock things up, as long as they don't have a removal spell, which they might have, like a Tear Asunder. Or I get Rest in Peace, and then my next turn is just get Yorion into hand, play Rest in Peace. It's also not terrible. I don't know. I just feel it just feels better to take with Leyline Binding. It also is an interaction spell, so theoretically... I don't even have to go for Atraxa. Oh, shit. Wow, opponent's just the absolute best draw possible, kinda. Like, really impressive stuff here. The Fonzie, like everything. Just when Greasefang fires on all cylinders, it's just unbeatable. It is just unbeatable. Although I could still win here, because I got the Leyline Binding. If I would have gotten Rest in Peace, no way I could win here. But now I can still kill an angel. Hope that they don't have, you know, a way to discard or get any other vehicle into the graveyard. And then I should be able to stabilize with Atraxa. By the way, Coma is also a big fatty you can play. Okay. The instant. Land. Kenrith probably. And fires. Alright, let's see. I'm at your mercy. I'm at 11 life. If they find a chariot, that would not be enough. Pahelian would be enough though, because I block 1, take 12. 13. No, I block 5 and take 12, so... I am just at 11 basically with the 7 life gain, so I wouldn't win there. Liliana of the Veil would have destroyed me as well. That's GG. That is GG. No, it's not. No, it is. Yeah, it is. I block, take 12. Yep, yeah, of course. Damn it. Close. Close game. Opponent had the answer to everything I had. I mean, the matchup is bad for me, but they definitely did have a pretty strong draw there. Very resilient as well. Mystical Dispute looked good though. Yikes, that was some good stuff by the opponent. Agent of Treachery just lingering in my hand, being a dead card. They showed me Shieldred. They both liked the Shieldred apparently. Mystical Dispute, your anti-Greasefang card. No hate. If you play against Greasefang, you can't just play as if they always have the nuts like very early on. Here I'm just hoping that they have a turn 4 Greasefang. And that we can perhaps beat with this hand, not a turn 3, and you know that's fine. Like, if I go Fable, I can find Leyline Binding. I guess I don't have black mana yet, so I can't cast it for 1. Well, we'll see. We have a lot of draws with the Fable resolves. I think I just have to go for it. It really sucks. Like, if I would have more lands, I would maybe keep up Mystical Dispute here. But I just have to pray they don't. Okay, luckily they don't have it. And now we have a real chance of winning this game. Because also having drawn that interaction piece. My most powerful anti-Greasefang hate card. By far, Mystical Dispute. Opponent's in the tank. What does that mean? 2 mana and they're thinking. Could have another Raffine Informant, could have Tear Asunder, thinking about killing my Fable. Although that play really wouldn't make sense because you want to keep your Tear Asunder for like the high value cards and not for like a Fable, I would think. I don't know what they would have. Would it like Grizzly Salvage, Raffine's Informant? Maybe they have a Fort Season, they're thinking about doing that. Oh, that's what they're thinking about. They made me lose life and put what? A land in the graveyard. Wow. It's interesting. So 4 cards in hand. Maybe they were just missing the untapped land for the Greasefang. Well. I think I'll just discard these 2. Could keep the presence. I think I really want to find... I could also ditch the Fable, theoretically. I really want to find just more answers. And lands. I didn't put a stop, so now they kind of know that I don't have anything. Not great for me, I guess. Alright, not hitting a land drop here sucks. But, yeah, it sucks, but it is how it is, and we'll figure life out from here. Yeah, that's fine. I found a Greasefang. Yeah, the more land drops they make, the worse my Mystical Dispute becomes. Not hitting the land here was crucial. Just I needed to hit more lands. That's what the Path of the World Tree is for, huh? Would be better than Nylea's presence in this situation if I could just play it, get a land. Could have gambled and played this, but I don't think that's a good play. Like, hope to draw an untapped land. The odds of me losing is just way too high. I can't. They haven't made a land drop yet, so I can't. But yeah, they're gonna get out of Mystical Dispute range, and I think they figured it out. They know what I have in hand here. It really sucks because I don't. Oh wow, they're going for it. Okay, I'm surprised by that. Maybe they haven't figured out what I have in hand. Yeah, it would be really nice to get like a Rending Volley or Leyline Binding. I'll just block. Come on, deck! Okay. So they have 3 cards in hand. I'm still gonna play the passive game here. If they have another Greasefang, they might not have the land. If they have Traversed the Ovenwald, they need to spend another mana, so then I can still Mystical Dispute even if they have a 6th land. If they have Chariot, I'm just gonna counter it. And with this, I think... I'm just hoping they don't have another Greasefang. They did have a land, but it's tapped. Okay, well, some lists play Elder Gargaroth, which would be really helpful here, but my list isn't. So, yeah, Elder Gargaroth would have me surviving against this, but now I can only get like Cavalier. Yeah, not great. So what do? I want to find... I need to find answers. So I play Fires into Fable, I guess. And this means I can also cast Atraxa next turn, if the Goblin attacks. Damn it. That's lethal. Alright, GG. Not a good matchup, not at all. Got sort of close-ish. Didn't draw Rending Volley or Leyline Binding this game. Yeah, no rest in peace. Certainly can win. Like, game 1 is pretty bad. Like, really, really bad. So you should expect to lose game 1. And then post-board, sneaking out 2. 2 is tough, right? But you do have the tools to win against them on postboard. Elder Gargaroth would help, that's for sure. And I guess Sentinel of Lost Lore, I believe it's called, the 3/4 from the latest set, that exiles the graveyard right away, so you don't even need a green mana, like with the Frillback, could also help here. GG. All right, 1-on-1 against Greasefang. I mean, that's as best as you could hope for, I would think. Let's hope for better matchups in the future. Play first. Interesting. Removal heavy. I guess I'd try it. I don't know, like Omen of the Sea, like the latest list I played of this archetype was certainly with Omen of the Sea, and I feel like our draws have not really been coming together that well. And having some card selection goes a long way to you know, finding your various combo pieces and such. Although I guess Beanstalk also. Beanstalk is sort of the replacement for the Omen, and it does draw you cards, but we haven't really seen it in action much yet. Could play the Mimic as well. This would leave Leyline Binding up, which I guess is kind of nice. They also don't know about it. And yeah, I mean, compared to Bone Crusher Giant, I guess. Compared to... What do I do here? I think I just return Yorion. Maybe that's wrong, I don't know. So what I was going to say is, compared to Pioneer, you also do not have Chain to the Rocks, which is a really nice card. Yeah. Well, I definitely got punished for returning the Yorion. So I really would like to play Fable this turn. But now I won't. Oh, it's okay, it's okay. It's okay. I mean, now we have the Yorion at the ready, which could really be useful as well. Okay, double Fatal Push in the bin. It's a good Fable. Binding. Fancies. I should let that resolve, I think. I could go for Leyline Binding, but I think it's okay if they take that. Can cast Tolsimir already, which is nice. Bit of harsh mana cost with double green and a white. But I mean, this deck plays Fires of Invention, and often it just tutors it up, so you know. So it's good to have the mana base be able to cast it. You shouldn't expect to have your mana base casted at all times. Bone's deeply in the tank here. Taking the Tolsimir, yeah. It's a really good card. Not surprised that they took it. Two cards left. I don't know if I should fire off my Leyline Binding already. I don't think this thing is worth it. Oh. I guess Portable. Why not? Right, very low resource game. We're down to 2 cards here, but we have great top decks, so I'm not too worried. Portable looking pretty awesome. So sort of like a good replacement for the Chain to the Rocks here in this game. Oh wow, okay. Well, that helps. That helps a lot. Yeah. I can also, what I can do here is I could just sack the Fable, get Heliod, and then get a Leyline Binding back. I mean, this game is just done. This game is done. I made a slight mistake here. I should have attacked first to assure that I get the treasure and then Leyline Binding. Just, you know, in case they have Fatal Push in their hand and they're like not sure if they want to use it, they have the least amount of information. So yeah, I could get Heliod, get Leyline Binding back, or I could just concede, which makes sense too. Or I could just get Atraxa. I mean, in these situations, if you're the red-black player, I don't think it hurts. Sure, time is a thing, but like, it doesn't hurt to take a look at the top 10 cards of your opponent's deck, you know, if they get their tracks. I just find a little bit more out about their deck and what's going on. Okie dokie. Not much of a sideboard here. Archon is bad. Anything else? Everything else seems somewhat okay. So I guess I'll add a Baffling End. I have a second Baffling End I could add. All the rest in the sideboard kind of is whatever. Portable Hole. Blood Tithe, Croxar. I think it has enough targets to be warranted at a 4-of. But I could play it. I could play Baffling End instead. But yeah, this is I think this is just about aggression from the red-black side. So actually, I'm kind of interested in having another remover spell early on. Maybe I can get by without like a Frillback. Although exiling their graveyard is nice when they have Croxar. Elesh is a card I kick out when playing the Karuga Fires deck against red-black, because it's just so bad against removal. But I think this deck... No, that's not even true. I bought it out when I play Omnath to Light and Pioneer. Because that deck is less reliant on the Elesh. But this deck is really going crazy with Elesh sometimes. And you often tutor it up. So I'm not sure if I should just like kick it out. I could also cut the Glasspool Mimic. It's a land as well though. Alright. Wait, not Kenrith. Maybe I'll just cut like this thing. Haven't seen a path yet. Come to that. Like the format is fast. 7 mana is a lot. When you get to that point in the game, I would think with this deck with Yorion as well at your disposal, you usually just already have one, right? I guess it does help a lot against counterspell decks. Like the game goes long and then you can just like end of turn make a 2/2, draw 2 cards. I guess that is good. Thinking about this. They have another discard maybe? No. Ba, ba, ba. Beanie. I think I'm just gonna not play my tap land here. This could be a game that goes longer, and I might want to have a cycling land here. With already having 2 lands. Although Boseiju I can use to destroy any of these. Boseiju probably more of a spell here. Graveyard Trespasser. Card that worries me, of course, is Sheardred. I think due to that, I'm just gonna do this. Okay. So now I'm somewhat sad that I didn't get my value out of the Beanstalk. So I have Yorion in hand, I'm just gonna get rid of the Glutton. I don't think I can take more damage here. I don't know how I played this. Like, maybe I should have just cast my Leyline Binding when I had the chance. Them also have, yeah, it was very likely that this happens. Maybe I messed up there, I don't know. I was thinking that I do have Yorion, so it's like fine. But this really turned out kind of badly for me. I don't know. Do I play Boseiju? Don't think so. Actually, if I just take 4 damage, I'm still at 8, right? Like, it's just the same amount of damage. If I take 4... yeah. Or I do it when I have the Beanstalk. I feel like I did it at the exact wrong point in the game. Like, I do it when I have Beanstalk in play instead of return Yorion. That's fine. Or I do it not there, but like leave it open, take the 4, go to 8. No, now I find myself at 8 anyways. Well, the second shield would just probably lights out. But the second Shieldred would have been fine with the Yorion, right? Because then I could have... The one Shieldred would be under a Leyline Binding, the Yorion would flicker again. Boom. They get the Shieldred back, they have the Legendary Rule 1 out. So this game would have gone completely differently and I probably would have had a good shot of winning. But now I'm just like super dead to just Shieldred, which sucks. And really should tell you like how to play and how to approach this matchup, I guess. Night of Autumn gaining some life. Like the way you lose apparently is Shieldred. Okay. Well. The Beanstalk could be deadly as well. Maybe I shouldn't even have played it. Yeah, it's like an expensive spell is going to cost me 2 life. So theoretically, if I do like something weird like this, what are you going to do? Pump this 3 times, pump it 4 times, that's 8. Fatal push, seems fine. The Invoke Despair was unexpected and kind of good. But yeah, I think the game winners in this game, even though Shieldred looks very strong, of course, like the huge cards are the discard spells. My opponent being able to map out their game plan exactly, know what's up, sort of bait me into dealing with the Trespasser. Okay, that's an answer. It is an answer for now. So they have a hive. I'm wondering if I should play Fable or if I should get rid of their Fable, because giving them extra cards right now when they really need to find an answer for the Deputy is not good for me. But then putting a Fable into play, probably good as well. Because if I think about it, actually, I do have a Knight of Autumn and a Reflection of Kiki-Jiki, so this can gain me life every turn. So even against the Shieldred, I have that combination. If this dies, it's not even that bad. And I mean, I would assume that all Fatal Pushes are out of the deck. So they're down to the Go for the Throats and stuff. Which looks like they... Oh, okay. It's a lot of damage. So I'll sack a Goblin. What else do I sack? Up the Beanstalk or Fable? Or Kiki? No, I'm not sacking a Kiki. I think I sacked Up the Beanstalk. Go to 2. This can put me to 1. You're getting in there, huh? Interesting. This Trespasser attack doesn't look that good. Oh, they have Bone Crusher for my face. That's game. Okay. Portable Hold. I think Portable is good though. Like they saw it with the Duress, and then it just sort of lingered in my hand being dead, but they might have had a 2-drop and they were just like, I don't need to play it when they have a Portable Hole anyways. So even though it didn't do anything that game in the early turns, it might have done something. And we just didn't see. An invisible effect. Hey, Path to the War Tree. I mean, this card could be quite nice in this matchup. Games can go a little longer, and then the effect is very strong. Like the life gain is important, another body, drawing 2 cards, all of it is good. All of it is good. I like my hand. I certainly like my hand. Opponent probably has to take Heliod, yeah. It's the best card. Thank you, boy. Yeah, I'm just gonna get rid of it. Okay. Well, sometimes it's just as easy. Oh gosh, yeah, just give up. Yeah, you get a Traxa there. I didn't have the pleasure to, but that's a wrap, I guess. I like to play first, yes. I cannot keep this though. Alright, this seems reasonable. Question mark, which one do I put away? Expensive, powerful effect, or flexible, also land? I'm gonna put that away, honestly. Do have Nylea's presence, so I think I'm gonna draw into more lands. That's the thinking there. And hey, Mimic is also a nice tutor target, for what it's worth. Alright, plenty lands. Drawn to Catacomb. Good old Demir control? I hope not. I hope it's rogues. I think the odds of it being rogues just got slightly lower. If they're blowing up my Nylea's presence this quickly, I think that's a huge mistake to do that, because like now you're tapping out to doing what? Doing that? Taking away some mana potentially from me? I mean, it's an incredibly bad play. Like that's like now if I have Fires of Invention or Enigmatic, I'm just gonna be able to resolve it. I mean, and like even if you don't have a counterspell, right? Then from your perspective, hey, why am I even keeping up mana? But I don't know that. Like I don't know that you don't have a counterspell, so funny. Okay, well, Enigmatic in play makes this whole thing a lot easier. We do not have a lot of enchantments right now. The question is, what do I want to do here? Do I want to play Elesh on just like that? This is sort of the Memory Deluge turn, probably. And then they have to kind of like decide if they want to do a counterspell and Elesh on. If I play Baffling End, what am I going to get? I don't really have a nice value card. I can get a Moon-Blessed Cleric. That can get me like a Fable on top of my deck. It's not very impactful, is it? Yeah, I guess I don't really have good free drops I can get against control. This also is kind of nice against good old Shock Typhoon. Oh wow, when this leaves the battlefield, they get a free. Well, yeah, right. So I'd rather have an actual... yeah, I'm not sure Baffling End is the one that you want to play. Yeah, no. I think you rather want to have... in this deck, like in a different deck, perhaps not. But in this deck specifically, I think you rather have a one that actually exiles the creature and then leaves it under it. Because on an empty board, it's better with the Enigmatic. So I will make that change immediately. I just copy-pasted Terry Bad, and that was not a good idea, I think. Yeah, not doesn't seem good at all. No. Opponent's thinking. Yeah, I mean this is a terrible matchup for this deck, of course. Like any control deck is really, really rough. So even though I got my key piece here into play, I might not be able to win because they just have a lot better card advantage than I do. Also, reason being, there's a lot of tokens in this format. There's Shark Typhoon and there's obviously Goblin Shaman. So when playing a card like this, you don't want to play that one because you do often want to kill Goblin Shaman and then later on kill it with your Enigmatic or destroy this Baffling End, I mean. And then they would get a free. That's just not good, not good. So that's clearly not the choice of card I want to make. I could also play Path of the World Tree or Beanstalk, not unreasonable either. Beanstalk helps a lot against control, I guess. Fable is nice because it gets me Heliod. Then I can go up the chain. Could also go for Leyline Binding. I mean, that is the most powerful card of them all, I guess. It is the best, right? Like, they have to deal with it. And it's cheap. Alright. I made my choice. Quick study. Maybe they watched my video on Dimir Control. Got excited about it. make a video on Demir Control and then immediately afterwards play a deck that's terrible against Demir Control. Should strategize better in the future. Wow, that was the best draw. Nice. Nice. Could attack first. I mean, that actually should have attacked first, I guess, but yeah, whatever. Okay. You gonna counter that? You will. Maybe I shouldn't just throw it out there. Yeah. I don't know. It's like if I don't force the issue, I might lose. Like, for example, if I just pass the turn there, they can then end of turn go Memory Deluge. I can play Binding there, I guess, and set it up. Yeah, okay, maybe I should have waited. But seeing that they drew double negate, literally the best card in their deck against my deck, makes me think that I probably would have lost this game no matter what I did there. Hey, something resolved. Still cannot believe they went for the Field of Ruin. That was just egregious. I kind of wished that they would have been punished for that, but looks like they're still winning. God showed mercy on them. We all make mistakes. Okay. Aggressive. I don't like playing aggressive with a deck like that. I like to play it slow. Like if they have exactly negate here, okay, maybe, but I don't know. Like just the Field of Ruin turn 3, then a Shark Typhoon this early in the game. Just seems weird. Tapping low. I mean, no Sinister Sabotage. They already used 2 negates. Like, maybe they just don't have any Sinister Sabotage in hand, and then that's why they did it. I could win this game, seriously. Like, I have... But keep drawing like stuff like this that sort of gives me value. Could win. I'm down to 4 cards. Just this list of Dimir is so good in the late game. There's so much card draw. It's hard to imagine, even with Enigmatic in play, to win in the long run. We'll see. Glasspool Mimic. Why didn't I attack? I could have attacked last turn. I totally forgot. Jesus. Okay, now I'm also yeah, that was just what? I totally forgot to attack, didn't I? Yeah. Oops. Wow. gonna wait one turn with the portable hole. They might have like a 7/7 shark here. So they used 2 sharks already. Okay, nothing else. That's a good sign. You know, they could easily have like 2 lands in hand, a Fatal Push, and a Make Disappear. Yeah, or a 3rd shark to everyone. Could have tapped a little bit more carefully. Ugh, I can't even cast that card. I'm just realizing that I can use my Glasspool Mimic to copy the Yorion and then re-trigger all my portable holds. So, just something to think about. In case they, you know, start producing multiple sharks, but it looks like... Okay. That's a 7/7. Well, I'm sort of unhappy I used my portable hole already. I think I'm just gonna try to find an enchantment here. Well, I could still find Leyline Binding. Okay. That can get me Heliod, which can get me Leyline Binding. 10 damage coming at me though. Well, my use of portable hole was very questionable, that's for sure. Alright, GG. Terrible matchup. Yeah, happens. Destiny Spinner, Mystical Dispute, Baffling End goes, portable hole goes. Could play like a Rest in Peace to disrupt their memory delusion a little. Could be respectful of sideboard cards like Chromos Sea Shark. Nah, this is just an outrageously bad matchup. You can tell from the sideboard. I added additional cards to the sideboard in the form of Destiny Spinner that weren't in those other lists that I reviewed. And my list still looks like it totally unplayable against control. So yeah, that is what, yeah. I mean, I guess if you get the Beanstalk out on turn 2 on the play against specifically Dimir, and then you can go from there, maybe you're okay. Maybe I'm a bit too harsh on how bad it is. And yeah, a little bit frustrated. The way I use my cards against Rakdos midrange, the way I use that Leyline Binding, really turned out to be bad. The way I used the portable hole, the second one in this game, turned out to be really bad. I'm a bit frustrated with myself. Like, I'm not picking the right spots to play my cards. You know, Magic is a difficult game, but I don't know. And it's always hindsight is easy to say, oh, if they have the meat hook. But like, why did I kill the shark there? I killed it because I didn't want them to chump block. That's why I killed the 2/2. I think I just play Beanie, even though I kind of need lands for the path. I just really want this to resolve. I feel like a path they might just let resolve. they might also counter it. I mean, down the line, it's a threatening card. Okay, let's see. I mean, this start is pretty good. I like where this is going. I kind of have just need lands essentially. So yeah, let's see. Okay, there's land. So they can't blow up the basics, so you want to put all these presents on the basics. Sure. I think I'm not into countering that, especially when they have to discard. Yeah. I want to time it so that I get him in an important counter war. Slow and steady. Interesting. Should I just play another presence? Wouldn't really know what my opponent would be up to that I'm scared of. The Dimir control doesn't tap out for anything really. So why not just use my mana? Okay. Seven cards in hand. Not a shark. Think I'll wait with the second Leyline Binding, no rush on that. I would like to find a land, but the path can also deal with the shark, so alright, perfect. So now I'll just path the World Tree, I should have the mana, yeah. I think that's what I'm gonna do. How did they get a quick... Oh yeah, they discarded with the quick study when they had 8 cards, they got a Memory Delusion Grave. Pretty nice. Mystic Dispute looking pretty bad, honestly. Dimir control. Just making land drop after land drop. I guess I'm also not forcing the issue. So what do I expect? Now I can Heliod back the path. Heliod would force a counterspell, I think. I think I'm just gonna trade Mystical Disputes here, even if they cost me a couple cards. Although I did tap in a bad way, I'm just realizing. I don't have all 3 up now, I only have 2 up. So I could have tapped the Indatha Triome. Instead of the Spara. It resolves. I'm surprised. You might have to make disappear, I guess. Nothing. I guess they could have a sweeper here. I would be somewhat surprised. They have Me Took Massacre still in their deck. It's pretty bad in this matchup. An Extinction event, I could see them having that, but at least, you know, 2 even, 1 odd, so it's like kind of okay. It's a good sign. Quick study in the main phase. It looks like I'm stealing 1 game. So this turns everything into flash, but it's very, I mean, 3 mana to activate, I guess. It's kind of cool though. Probably taking the medicine. All right. All right, I think I should just probably just activate this Heliod instead of casting more things. I mean, I'm already winning by a mile. I also could just 2, 4, 6, 7. I could just path them. All right, let's just pass. Not even activate Heliod. Like, yeah, sure. This is just Dimir losing with 8 cards in hand. Oh my god. I don't know what happened this game. Like, how did this Heliod resolve? Like, that should have just been countered. The only explanation I have is that, I don't know, like, they just didn't have a counter spell. Like, what is their hand? Just a bunch of lands? Wild. Okay. Got 1. I'm already surprised by that. But yeah, I guess this is at least you're seeing the way you can win one of the, if not the possible worst matchup in the entire format. Like I don't know, like even blue-white control, like even the way that blue-white control is built, you have a better chance there, I think, than against this build of Dimir control with all the counter spells, all the card draw. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe like sneaking in a beanstalk. So on the play, sneaking in a beanstalk can be nice. Although that beanstalk didn't draw as many cards in that game. Like just 1, I think. Like 1 from itself and 1 extra, I mean. There's the beanstalk. Opponent mulliganing. I have a Fable. I'm gonna try my luck. You can destroy your own stuff with this, by the way. So I can blow up my Nylea's presence or my Path to the World Tree. I'm starting to wonder which card is even better or worse here. Like, which one I'd rather have countered. It's tough. I was thinking about not doing something here, but drawing the second Fable. Oh, wow. What's happening? My opponent. Good old control problems. Just don't have your answers lined up the right way. Yikes. Yeah, I mean, Fable resolving is huge. Yes, there is a high density of important cards that have to be dealt with. Cavalier can go. Fires of Invention can maybe go as well. Not the biggest fan of this card in this matchup. Okay. Fatal push. Favorite Edict. 2 cards in hand. That resolved very quickly. The 1 copy of Rending Volley. Opponent stopping the main phase? That's a very uncommon Dimir move. Okay, well, there goes my card. I can return it though. Or I just go double these 2 guys. I think they don't have a counterspell. Ah, maybe they do. Oh, they have a Sinister Sabotage, right? Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I played this badly. Should have gone for double spell instead of Heliod. Jesus Christ, that was a mistake. That wasn't just a judgment call. That was just a play. That was not a good play. Like, I was thinking back to the prior turn where they instantly snapped. The Destiny Spinner got into play, snap like that, right? But they only had 2 mana up. They didn't have the 3rd mana, so obviously I have to play around Sinister Sabotage there. It's a very likely, outcome that they have that. And just me, big mistake. Okay. I mean, I'm still looking great here, I think. Like, with all these enchantments in play, another one of those hits the battlefield. Like, I'm looking fantastic. See if this resolves. I won't attack into a 3/3 shark, obviously, but if... Yeah, okay. Really like to draw land there. Yeah. Going to 11 with the Rending Volley and the Leyline Binding. I feel very comfortable. And Mystical Dispute. Gonna ditch that and the Fires. Don't think I should play the Frillback yet. Looks like they have Fatal Push maybe in hand. I don't know what's going on here. Maybe another Edict. Thinking deeply about what to do here. Oh no. Ah, why did I discard that Mystical Dispute? I didn't think about the Tarantula Gearhawk, did I? Yeah, okay. Brutal. Although I have the Frillback, actually. I can just blow it up with that. That's kind of nice. Looks like we're beating Dimir control. I must say, Up the Beanstalk not looking that awesome though. It's just like, it doesn't draw cards. There's just not enough stuff, I guess. Right, like the deck is reliant on these 4-drops. It plays 8 of those. If Beanstalk would trigger of those, it would be a good amount better. But I mean, after all, it just needs to draw like 1 extra card, and it really makes up for the fact. And it still is an enchantment that synergizes with the Enigmatic. So, all in all, probably worth. Okay. This game is not over by any means. Did 818. Okay, I could exile the graveyard here with the Frillback. Get rid of that deluge. Probably should. Yep. Okay. Kept the meat again. Interesting. I think I'm just gonna crack this here and make some land drops. Alright, no land drops. But that's okay. Just second Beanstalk is gonna be really, really nasty here, of course. Link to dust. So I have 6 mana. They have 3 cards. Yeah, just start jamming, I would say. Wouldn't be surprised if this gets a counter spell. Okay. Oh, actually, maybe I should have just played Kenrith. I forgot for a second that I draw 2 cards of that as well. Yeah. I was like, make this appear as a card. That's why I didn't want to do it right away. Blow up the Ketria. I have all types, right? Yeah. Yeah, even if this is sacrificed, I still have all types. What do I want more of? Blue? White? White, I guess. Always white. Maybe green. But my Frillback is gone already. I don't know. Like, my mana's perfect. Trigger. So I have Hullbreaker Horror on my radar. Of course, it's a card we could lose too, but besides that, let's just smash. Like I'm so up on cards. There's no possibility for my opponent to win on that front. The only way they can win is sneak out a victory. With like a big... Should I... How much mana? For 7. With like a big shark. And that's why I'm keeping these Leyline Bindings close to my chest. Or a Hullbreaker Horror. Of course. Cling to Dust still needs 2 more cards in the graveyard. There's a big shark. And there's a Leyline Binding. Bye-bye. Do I even play this? It's a bit hardcore. 2 cards left over there. 4, 7 mana for me. I don't even know. I guess it's just enigmatic. Destiny Spinner, huh? Sure. I guess they can Fear to Ruin me. Actually, I didn't see. Yeah. Not the best line then that I took there. Yeah. Yeah. I just played a 3 mana free too. Oops. The last basic. Drawn both basics here. And they're getting... yeah, they can now Cling to Dust. Take my Leyline Binding. If they now have a Hullbreaker Horror, I guess they can sort of get me. Take the Yorion. Okay. I'm not too worried about that. They have 2 cards in hand. I'm just gonna play a little faster here, like. Yep. It's 1 card in hand, huh? 1 card. Alright, fine. I'll play around. Hullbreaker or like a Make Disappear, I guess. I'll chill. I'm playing it out until the very end here against 3 copies of Up the Beanstalk. I mean, I have Ancestral Recall here at my disposal. In Ancestral Recall plus Swords to Plowshares in 1 card. You got it. But again, I don't think I'm in the need of using that yet. So I won't. Okay. Looks like we're finally pulling through. Big Daddy Atraxa. Yeah, I'll take a creature. I'll take a Leyline Binding. I'll take a Boseiju. And a Mystical Dispute. Why not? Your turn. Good game. Properly outvalued. Okay. Alright. Beating Dimir control, huh? On the basis of cheap enchantments that draw cards, Leyline Binding dealing with sharks. And yeah. My opponent not having an early turn 2 counterspell. That's the important part. If they have that turn 2 counterspell, if they can't stop me, like I also resolved a Fable against them, right? Like I 2-for-1 them left and right. But they had a hand in the opening that had like multiple edicts, probably a Shark Typhoon. Something like that. Didn't have those 2 mana counterspells, no make disappear, no negate in this entire game. If it's the Wafotapa list, they play 3 negate, so 4 the full playset. So I was certainly got away with something there. But yeah, apparently you can beat Dimir control, so that's good to know. All in all, somewhat impressed with the deck. It certainly does the things it does very well, like beating up on mid-range, beating up on fair, slow strategies. And then against the fast decks, like Greasefang, or any aggressive strategy, you're sort of hoping to have a good hand to fight them. But of course, you will always struggle against those a little bit. And then on the other side, you will also struggle against like heavy blue decks that have a bunch of counterspells. So it's asking for a certain metagame. Like if you play against Mono Green Devotion and Rakdos Sacrifice or Rakdos Midrange all the time, a deck like this might actually be a really nice call for that metagame. And all in all, Up the Beanstalk, has it been an upgrade? I would think so. Yeah, I think so. It wasn't as impressive as it is in Modern, but you can't really expect that. And yeah, just it synergizes so well because it is an enchantment, and then you also play Leyline Binding, and it's just the best home for these 2 cards, or at least for Beanstalk that I could find in Explorer. And I think, yeah, I hope I made a good show of it and you enjoyed this little video, which got pretty long actually. But yeah, some extra content for you guys. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed it, and I see you next time. Take care.